Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I was on Snapchat the other day, which if you don't follow me on Snapchat, you should. But I was on Snapchat and I asked you guys what kind of videos you wanted to see, and a bunch of you said Dear Fat Girl videos. And some of you had suggested that I do videos about gym class, and I thought this was a great idea, right? So I kind of sat on it, and I sat on it, and I sat on it, and it's something I would love to talk about. But it's not something I have great advice about. And I kind of like was trying to figure out, like, okay, Sarah, what can you tell them to get them feeling good, to, get people to, get past whatever anxiety they have about it. I don't know what to tell you. I hated gym class. I hated it so much, okay? And in Illinois, I don't know how many other states, but I know for sure in Illinois, or at the very least, I guess, the school that I went to, all the schools that I went to here, you had to have gym every single day of the week. So we had physical education 5 days a week for the whole time that you're in school, from when you're in like first grade or kindergarten or whatever, all the way through your senior year. The only time that you get a break is one time for one semester or one quarter in middle school and one semester in high school. You get a break and you have to take health education, which is a freaking joke, okay? Like, health education in this country is a freaking joke. It is don't get me started. But anyway, so that's the only time you get a break from taking PE. And in my schools, in my middle school, we had a uniform. Like, for every single day we had a uniform. And then in high school, and then, we had a gym uniform, and then in high school we also had a gym uniform, and in elementary school we had a gym uniform too, I think, at least a shirt. Maybe I'm tripping on that one. But anyway, I had no confidence when I was in middle school and high school. I had no confidence in school. I was very confident in my mind and my abilities. I knew I was smart. I mean, I was a high honor roll AP class kind of student. I was always in gifted. I was very intelligent, and I knew that much, right? I knew that. And school came very easy to me. Things were very easy for me as far as academics go. But in PE, like, that's where I faltered. And it's not necessarily because I couldn't do it. I could walk the mile. Okay, you still get the credit if you walk the mile versus run the mile, right? Like, you still get the credit for participating in everything, and you're not judged on how good of a baseball player, or badminton player, volleyball player, or a runner, or track and field, whatever. You're not judged, you're not graded on how good you are. You're graded on whether or not you're attempting and you're dressing and stuff for school or for class. So I would not dress for gym half the time. Like, I'm telling you, I would get A's and B's, and I was a real good student, okay? I would have all these great grades, and then I would have a D or an F in gym class all the time. And you have to pass gym in order to graduate, so I did have to suck it up sometimes. But because I had no confidence, and because the gym class required that you wear, it was a t-shirt of just like, whatever, a t-shirt, and it said like, oh, fit for life or whatever, and it had like the school name on it, and then it was a pair of gym shorts, like basketball shorts, but like a crappier quality, because I mean, it was a little poor kid's school, and it, like, everything was awful. So so it was just like a pair of PE shorts, and they had like a spot, and you'd write your name on there or whatever. And I didn't want to wear shorts. I mean, it took me until I was like 25 years old to be able to wear a pair of shorts. So you think little insecure ass, little chubby ass, little 15-year-old Sarah, who wasn't sure of anything in her life, okay, except that she loved Harry Potter, like, you thought she was gonna walk out into a classroom or a gym full of hundreds of her peers that she had to see every day, and she was gonna be wearing a pair of shorts? No sir, that was not gonna happen. Okay, it wasn't until they allowed us, especially in the cooler months, they allowed us to wear sweats over our shorts. Like, you still had to wear the shorts, but you could put sweatpants over it, because if we went outside and it was cold or whatever, like, it was appropriate for us to have sweats on. So it wasn't until those months, that was like the only way that I could bring my grade up. In those months where I was allowed to wear the sweatpants, then I would get dressed for gym, and I would participate to an extent. I was one of those little, like, kind of scraggler kids that barely did the jumping jack kind of thing. And the reason that would happen, the reason I would do that, it's not because I couldn't do a jumping jack. It's not because I couldn't play. I smashed volleyball, okay? That was my jam. Volleyball was my jam. But it's not because I couldn't do these things. It's because as this fat girl who had no confidence, I felt like people were gonna make fun of me, or if I wasn't amazing, then I was gonna be made fun of, or people were gonna, you know, make jokes or whatever. And the thing with me, especially in high school, is that I was an asshole. Like, I was a really nice person when I wanted to be, and if we were cool, we were cool, right? Like, if you're my people, you're my people, and I'm gonna ride with you, okay? But if you wanna come for me, and you wanna say something about how I look, about my weight, about whatever, go ahead, because I will demolish you. I will rip you to shreds. I will tear you down from like the just every little thing that you could possibly be insecure about. It might not be the way you look, but it'll be your life. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of evil sometimes. So people wouldn't really make fun of me. Like, I was, you know, well liked enough, and I was a little smart ass, and I was a little smart ass to the teachers and stuff. So you know, people knew that, and I wasn't really one to be messed with. It's not like I was going around terrorizing people, but people wouldn't really like pick at me or whatever. But if that's your situation and you're afraid, I said all that to say I was still afraid of being made fun of, even though I never was. So if you are afraid of being made fun of, or you're afraid of, I think I've mentioned this before in a video, but if you're afraid of not doing something because the way other people are going to look at you, you need to remember that it's your life, and the way that people look at you and the thoughts that they have about you and the things that they say about you, it is so much more indicative of what kind of person they are than what kind of person you are. You just need to remember that, because when you're in high school, or if you're in college, or really any aspect of your life, any point in your life, if you're stopping yourself from doing something because you're afraid of what other people are going to think about that thing, you need to remember that you're gonna be the only one affected by your decisions. You're the only one affected by you not trying, by you not stepping out and doing something that, you know, part of you really wants to do. I think at one point I really wanted to be a cheerleader, and not because I have that rah rah let's go kind of personality, but because a bunch of my friends were cheerleaders, and I would have loved to do that. I would have loved to do that and be on the team or the squad, and I would have loved to be a part of that because so many of my friends were, but I was just this fat girl who was afraid. I was afraid to have to wear the skirt and have people talk about my little jelly thighs. Like, I was so afraid to do anything, to take any steps, because I was afraid that, you know, someone was gonna say something about it. But who cares if they do? So what if somebody calls me fat? People still, every single day of my life, I mean, they still call me fat. Like, I'm not affected by it though. Like, yeah, I'm fat and I'm cute and I got my life together and I got everything else going for me too. Like, who cares? Who cares? But I understand that when you are younger, it is a little bit harder to accept that. And because you are seeing these people every single day, like, if somebody was in my life right now who was constantly talking junk or making me feel bad about myself, I would have them removed from my life, you know what I mean? But you can't necessarily do that, because you can't just change classes or change schools, and you really don't want to do that because that's a huge disruption. But you just need to remember the things that other people think about you is really, it's indicative of what kind of person they are. And then also remember, a lot of people are not thinking about you. We tend to go through life, you know, and this is natural. We go through life assuming that, you know, we are very, very, very important, and everyone is thinking about us, and everyone has their eyes on us. And that's simply not it's just not how it is. It's really not fact. If there are people that are picking on you, maybe they're paying extra attention to you, but otherwise, everyone is consumed by their own lives, their own insecurities, their own things, the things that they're doing in their life. So just remember that it's okay. Like, when it comes to gym class, just get dressed and participate, and it's okay if you're not the greatest, and it's okay if you're fat and you take a little bit longer, or it's okay if you're just not athletic, period. Just remember that stepping outside of your comfort zone and stepping outside of the box, it's not as bad as you might think it is. Like, I regret not doing certain things. I regret, you know, never trying out for cheerleading or whatever. It's not like they were good. Our cheerleaders were basura, you know what I mean? They were not good, but it's okay because they had fun. And like, you know, and I missed out on those years with my friends and, you know, whatever they were doing after school. Like, I was just going home and watching A Walk to Remember a lot. I was really obsessed with that movie back then. You know, but I missed out on things, and I don't want you guys to miss out. I felt like I missed out on a lot in high school, and I mean, I don't sit here and reminisce about it, because who does that? Like, who reminisces about high school? If that was the peak of your life, come and see me after class, boo-boo. We have some things to discuss, because that should not be the case at all. But, you know, I don't want you guys to be afraid to live and to do things no matter what it is. Try out for anything. I was on the track and field team at one point, and it wasn't until I looked around and saw that there were like no fat people on the track and field team that I was like, I'm not supposed to be here, and I quit. And it was exciting though, like it was fun, and I had fun being on the team, and then I was like, oh my gosh, there's no fat people, I'm the fattest person here. Peace out, I'll see you later. I'm gonna have to hear it from my mama because she paid for the registration for this, and she's gonna be mad at me because we ain't got no damn money and I'm over here wasting it. But anyway, that's it. I just want you guys to remember that it's okay to step out and to do things. It's okay like to go to gym and get dressed for gym and participate. And don't be afraid of what people are gonna think of you, because it doesn't matter. I know it's really, really hard to believe that sometimes, because you really believe that people are thinking about you and they're thinking badly about you. But at the end of the day, we're all thinking about ourselves, if we're being honest here. We're all thinking about ourselves, and just, if someone does say something to you, I mean, let that shit roll off your back. Let it roll off your back. Just realize, like, if you're fat, it's okay to be fat. If somebody calls you fat, like, that's bogus. That's not their place to be calling you out like that and trying to make you feel bad. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything else about you. It just means that they're petty ass fools and they don't have anything better to do with their time than to try to roast somebody on being fat. Boy, bye. Oh, see, don't get me started, because I will tear apart someone's life. I will tear you apart. I will talk about your mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin. I will talk about every single aspect of your life, because I am petty as hell. And I'm trying to be better. But Petty 2016 over here, like Queen Petty, Tom Petty, that's me right here. So I'm trying to be better, but I just want you guys to not miss out on things. I want you to live your life. I want you to try out for that team. I want you to go out for that position. I want you to I want you to have the utmost confidence in yourself. And even if deep down you don't necessarily believe it, and you don't necessarily believe, I'm not gonna say deep down, because I think deep down, we do believe we are good, solid, happy people. We are good people. We are deserving of things. I think sort of on the surface is actually where we feel like we are maybe not deserving of certain things, or, you know, well, I can't be a homecoming queen because I'm a little fat girl and no one's gonna vote for me. People are gonna make fun of me. Like, I think that kind of stuff is very much on the surface, and deep down we know, hey, you know what? I'm a good person, and just because I am fat, or I have acne, or my teeth are bogus as hell, or I'm poor, or I'm whatever it is that you are, whatever thing that's outside of the norm, or, you know, society's standard of beauty, or whatever it is, like whatever you are, just remember that you are totally worth anything that you want. You are deserving of anything that you want. Like, being a certain size or a certain color or certain anything, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve something that you really want and that you are willing to work towards. So I just want you guys to remember that. And I know a bunch of you are going back to school, or maybe you're starting today or last week or in a couple weeks. Like, some of y'all started like the end of September, and then you talk about, I feel like you guys don't get a summer because, you know, you guys go back to school in August. Your summer doesn't start until like July. What are you talking about? Our summer starts in like the middle of May over here. But anyway, I'm off track. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps somebody. Like I said, it was really tough for me because I don't have any like super strong advice. Like, yeah, I hated gym and then I started to love it. No, I hated gym and I hated it for like 12 years and I just barely got by, okay? I took a lot of bowling classes because you didn't have to dress for bowling. And I did whatever I could to avoid gym class. But I don't want you guys to do that. I want you to be better than I was. I want you to learn from the things that I went through, because I know a lot of us are going through the same thing. And look, at the end of the day, everything gets better, and none of those, you know, experiences have ruined me. They've only taught me how to be a better person and to grow personally, and I'm trying to be less petty, guys. Help me out. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and that's all I have to say. Let me know if you have any other like Dear Fat Girl topics, because I would love to hear them. I do miss talking about this kind of stuff, so leave them down in the comments, and that's it. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.